Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new video about that show and that universe that just loves killing off its kings and queens, House of the Dragon. Warning, beyond this point there are major spoilers for people who are not up to date in the House of the Dragon television series, along with the Game of Thrones sequel and the accompanying book series, and even for those of you who are, as some of these spoilers will give away major plot details for next week's episode that hasn't aired yet. In this video, we're going to give you our binge breakdown of the intense trailer for the penultimate episode in this brilliant first season of HBO's House of the Dragon. After that, we want to talk about the spoilers for episode 8, which were near perfect, which shuts down a rumor regarding their authenticity. Finally, we want to give you our Rampage recap of the leaked spoilers for episode 9, and don't worry, plenty more characters you barely know will be dying, although the dragon battles can't come soon enough. But before we get into next episode's death list, let's take a look at this trailer.
Binge. Rampage.
The trailer opens up in the Great Hall, appearing to be in very dark times. Has anyone else noticed how visually dark the show gets almost every time that it's not daytime outside? Sometimes it sets off our PTSD from the Battle of Squinterfell, so we generally give any dark shots the old Lord of Light treatment. Are you guys having trouble seeing what's going on Sunday nights? Comment below and we'll start doing more in-depth analysis of every dark scene in the remaining episodes. Next up, we get a shot of the Green Team's Jordan, Pippin, and Rodman. Otto has some news.
The king is dead.
Yeah. Shit's about to get real ugly, people. You already know. After that, we get a shot of someone who is most likely Sir Criston buffing up his sword. It's about to get bloody. Following a title card, the promo fades back into Alicent, who gives everyone her interpretation of her last conversation with her late hubby.
He told me you wish for Aegon to be king.
Really? She did some mental gymnastics to come to that conclusion, but hey, Team Green, right? As long as the queen keeps paying off the women that Aegon rapes, it's all good, right? The trailer then cuts to a sequence of shots in King's Landing where a cloaked person who could be any one of the main or minor characters is being pushed forward through a crowd of common folk towards some unknown destination. Are they trying to get out of town? Or are they going to see the new king's coronation? The next sequence we get is back in the Great Hall where Otto once again stands in front of the Iron Throne while people are kneeling down, obviously swearing their allegiance to the New World Order. Who is the king? Is it Aegon, or Otto, or Alicent? Maybe Mushroom can give it a go. After that, the trailer cuts to a moment that seems more private.
The door remains shut until we finish our business.
Given the episode is called the Green Council, we believe this moment is taken right from the council's first meeting. Here in this shot, Aemond is super ready for treason as he looks towards his older brother and his new crown with more than a bit of jealousy. If Helaena can see the future, does she see all the death and pain coming? Following that, we get a wide scenic shot of King's Landing before the trailer fades into Lord Hightower giving a long-haired bearded dude some very cloak and dagger sounding instructions.
None can know who you are or what you seek.
We'll talk more about who this guy is and what his mission might be later in the trailer. The Hand's go-to guy walks away before we get a sequence with Rhaenys in her chambers, which tells us she's been locked in. Can she call her dragon? This shot here shows the queen's servant, Talia, from the last episode, who is revealed to be some kind of spy for Lady Mysaria. How Daemon's ex fits into the TV series still remains to be seen. The next shot is strange because Talia is seemingly imprisoned. Is this because she gossiped and the queen found out? Or is this just because she knows the king is dead and Alicent is locking up anyone who knows? Who is this kid? Did Aegon also have a bastard or two? If we're going by the book, then yes, he did. What Alicent and Otto will do with bastards is another matter altogether. After that, we get another moment that appears to be from a Green Council meeting where Alicent is stressed out about how to break the whole hostile takeover / violent coup to her ex-bestie. Dragon fight, dragon fight, dragon fight. Following that moment, we get a shot of a panicked crowd in King's Landing while a knight leads a smaller looking cloaked figure somewhere, probably to safety. Is this Baela? This shot seems like it's in the middle of an earthquake where a person or people are jumping off some type of cliff, probably to escape King's Landing. How will Rhaenys escape? The trailer then cuts to a moment with Larys where it's edited to appear like a small child is some kind of dark secret for Alicent. It's most likely another one of Aegon's bastards. Maybe try more than a slap for punishment when he rapes someone? The next shot we get is somehow a fight club with little kids while the adults cheer them on. But how are they going to outdo episode 7's eye-popping party? After that, we get a moment with good old one-eyed Aemond sneaking around like he's about to fight someone. Who's in the cloak? Following that moment, the trailer cuts to some serious business. Lord Beesbury, the loyal loudmouth, seems to be either passed out or dead, and Criston is drawing his sword on his own boss. What a guy. We really hope Sir Harold finds a way to escape to Dragonstone and watch Rhaenyra's back, but sadly, we don't think he's making it too far at all. The trailer then cuts back to what appears to be the same location as earlier when we saw Aemond creeping. We finally see who Otto was giving orders to earlier in the trailer. This is Sir Eric, or Sir Auric Cargill. They're twins, so we're not sure which one this is. In the books, Sir Eric was sworn as Rhaenyra's protector after Harwin Strong was replaced, and naturally he sided with her when the Greens and the Blacks declared war on each other, although his brother sides with the Greens. Will we get to see Eric choose Rhaenyra this time? We hope so. Given the fact that this person appears to be fighting Aemond, we believe this twin here is probably Eric. The next moment we get is back inside a council meeting and Alicent is almost in tears as Lyman Beesbury gives his opinion while literally giving zero fucks.
Seizure! It is treason, at the least!
These are probably his last words. We're serious though. After that we see a whole bunch of gold cloaks creating an arch of swords, most likely to honor and commemorate a coronation. Following that we get a shot of both the Cargill twins in cloaks and we are very intrigued exactly how they will play into the coming war. The trailer then cuts to a few horsemen riding Targaryen banners, possibly through the same place in town where Aemon and one of the Cargills was fighting, before quickly cutting over to 3 horsemen about to set off some kind of ceremony, possibly somewhere near the dragon pit. Wasn't it amazing in the last episode when Viserys had the music playing quicker than Ciri ever could have?
Let us have some music.
Imagine all those musicians sitting through that awkward AF dinner just waiting for someone to cue them. Who needs iTunes when you're a Targaryen? The next shot shows us that Aegon has gotten into some kind of trouble in his mom's old prayer spot. Is this the mission the King's Hand sent the Cargill brother on? Getting Aegon after his dad died does seem pretty important, even if you got to tackle the new king. Way to go, Cargill. After that, we get a shot of at least a few hundred people pouring into the dragon pit. Are we going to get any Dracarys action this episode, or will they make us wait until the finale? Following that outside moment, the trailer cuts inside where Sir Otto looks like a proud grandpa that just undertook a violent coup based on the mistranslated words of a dying and delirious old man. He sure is pleased with himself, and we gotta give it to old Otto. He did pull it off, at least for now. The trailer then dramatically cuts to black and fades back into Targaryen Throwback Thursday with Aegon the Conqueror's crown looking a little worse for the wear. In the books, this happened because Rhaenys managed to take the crown of Viserys and escape King's Landing to Dragonstone, where she gave the crown to Rhaenyra. The audio we hear also seems to come from a line said by Rhaenys to Alicent, so how all of this goes down is anyone's guess. Unless of course you want to stay for the spoilers. We've been tracking the spoilers all season and made our first video after we noticed the first error, although to be very clear, these spoilers have been almost all entirely accurate, and before you go commenting that they are just giving us info from the book, there are more than a few specific details and moments never mentioned in the book in every episode. We've kept track. Some people have claimed that the person leaking all these spoilers only saw up to episode 6, then the leaker knew episode 7. Next, a bunch of people were claiming that the press was given the first 7 episodes, so there was no way that the leaker knew episode 8. And then they knew episode 8. Side note, what network would give up 7 episodes of a 10-episode season, people? We're not saying that's impossible, but it does seem ridiculously unlikely. Generally, the press will get 4 episodes in advance max, so now we know the leaker definitely has inside knowledge, and we know they probably have seen all the episodes, although with the discrepancies we've noticed in the past few episodes, we do believe the person who leaked all the info saw some older versions of the final few episodes. What could have changed? Whatever it is, it's good, because it keeps us on our toes, never knowing for sure what spoilers will come true. Shout out to Laenor. Finally, let's go over the spoilers for episode 9. If you don't want to know mostly every major thing that happens next week, now is your last chance to leave. Because it's
spoiler time.
The first thing we find out besides the obvious is that everyone who knows Viz has died is imprisoned. This is probably why Talia is locked up and she will most likely get out. They didn't show us the scene with Massaria for nothing. We also get an official confirmation that Beesbury is killed and not just knocked out here. The first possible discrepancy in the spoilers is that Alicent allegedly tells a Cargill twin to find Aegon in Fleabottom. The trailer makes it seem like Otto is doing this, but again, this could be a small, unimportant detail that changed in the editing process. We also get confirmation that at least one of Aegon's bastards is shown, and we're surprised to find out Aegon has a breakdown when he's asked to usurp his sister's throne. It probably just seems like too much work for him. Kristen steps in at this moment and shows he's a Green Team MVP as he convinces Aegon to take that crown. During the coronation, the good twin, who does end up being Eric, helps Rhaenys escape and steals Viserys' crown, although Baela is not mentioned. Rhaenys leaves King's Landing on her dragon Melees, with Eric riding shotgun. As far as the townspeople, we find out that they are confused and calling out for Rhaenyra during Aegon and Helena's victory lap through the city. The common folk will play into the Dance of the Dragons, people, and it's definitely not going to be pretty. The final spoiler we get seems to be a big one. It says the loyalist lords who refuse to abandon their oaths to Viserys are purged. Although we probably will barely know any of these characters, this action will be impactful into the future of so many houses in the Game of Thrones universe. The wheel just keeps on turning. No matter what happens, as long as we get more fire-breathing flying fighting, we're gonna be binging all the way to season 6. Thanks so much for watching our videos, everybody. As always, we're on the lookout for any new promos or leaked story spoilers to help prove or disprove all the theories out there about our favorite show that kind of makes us forget about that other billion-dollar fantasy show on Amazon, House of the Dragon. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Binge Rampage. Click the notifications bell for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out, and don't forget to subscribe.
If not for the sake of the crown, And for the sake of this old man, who loves you all so dearly,